Good morning, happy Tuesday, and welcome to another listing magnet training. I am away, and last week I was at a Remax training in Somerset on Tuesday morning, so I wasn't able to make it. But next Tuesday, I will be back live in person, and we will be doing the mock listing presentation. So next Tuesday, I'll be back in the office doing this live. But today I'm going to talk about preparing for a listing appointment so that you guys are fully prepared. Real quick, for those that attended last week and did your Google business pages, great job. Please send them to me if you got reviews. I hope so. If not, please ask Valentina to play or share with you the video from last week on setting up your Google business page as well as getting Google reviews. There is something else we're going to do down the line towards that. So you need to have this all set up. It's free, or you won't be able to take the next step as we're going to work on that. So today, let's talk about getting prepared for a listing appointment. If you can cold call, door knock, get a referral, however it is that you get a listing appointment, what you should do to be prepared and how to navigate. So first and foremost, now with the market the way it is and a slight shift is not a crash, quick disclaimer, CMAs are getting tougher to run, right? They're more difficult because comps sometimes don't matter. We're looking at comps 400 across the board, and then something sells for 430, right? Because overbidding, buyers are paying over. So sometimes comps don't matter. Sometimes the comps are hard to interpret because you can have 444 and then a 440. And how does that compare when the others are 400 and then you get boom, a 440? So you really need to sit back and take your time to really understand and dissect the comps so that you can properly comp the properties. Also, with that, do not overprice properties. Do not overprice. Do not list them too high because they will sit on the market. And this is not the type of market where you want to start to do price reductions, because buyers will say, hey, look, the market's going down. Let's just wait to see how low it goes. And you don't want to be that listing that's doing 25, 25, 25, 25. Price it right out of the gate, because it is going to be very hard if you do have to start doing price reductions. So interpret the data, interpret the comps, take your time, really dissect it, but don't overprice listings. You have to be very careful about that. And we don't know, last but not least with CMAs, when the shift is going to stop, in the sense of the waiving appraisals, paying 30, 40 grand over and covering a difference will end. I've heard chatter that it's going away, but last week, just in the office, I believe there was under appraisal and the buyer agreed to pay 30 grand difference. So it's not gone yet. And we don't know when that's going to go away. No one has a crystal ball. So we don't want to mistime that and think that, oh, this is what's happening. It's okay. We'll just price it this way. Don't set that expectation with the seller, because you could be wrong. I could be wrong. And now you're going to have an upset seller. So figure out pricing strategy before you walk in. And I would always ask the seller, what are your expectations on price? Let them tell you so that you know how to take the conversation if they give you a number. If not, you're prepared and ready to go anyway. So how are you getting your appointments to keep? First agent that usually gets into a listing appointment will ask if you're interviewing other realtors. And if the answer is yes, guess what they're saying? Cancel, sign today. I'll do it for 4%. I'll do it for 4.5%. I'll do it for 5%. I'll give you a discount. I'll throw in the bells and whistles if you sign up today, right? Just like the used car salesman, not letting you leave the dealership. But if you do it today, here's what I could do for you. Tomorrow's no deal. So if that's the case, guys, keep that in mind and make sure you are doing something to separate yourself and get the appointments to keep. What I would suggest is a pre-listing packet. Why? Because it gets the appointments to keep in that you're different. If the seller set up 3 appointments and you're the only one that sends them something, you're prepared, you're different, you're more professional, and it's your background and controlled information about you that you're sending, so that when you walk in, you don't have to talk about how great you are, your resume, how many awards you won. You could send that all to the sellers ahead of time. So work on that pre-listing package so you could send it ahead of time so your sellers, and I'm sorry, the listing appointment could just be about the seller and not you and how great you are, etc. Right? So pre-listing packet, Valentina can help you guys um, get that out and get it customized so that your appointments are keeping. So what are you guys bringing with you? Are you bringing market data? And Olivier, why do I need market data for a listing appointment? Why? Because you want to create urgency and help price it properly. So if the seller's up here on price and you need to bring them down here, sometimes the market data would help, and they need a different according to who, not an according to you. So by market data, you show the historic rates, what the Fed's looking to do, and how rates are projected to go higher. So buyers' spending power, buying power is going to go down. With that, they don't want to chase the market down as rates go up and buyer spending power goes down, right? So that's one of the things that could help you. Samples of your marketing. Do you have samples of marketing? Whether you're new or not, do you have samples? Because there are samples that you can bring with you, but you need to demonstrate. Besides telling someone, oh, I'm going to do a great job, etc. No, demonstrate to them. People want to see it. Your past sales. Do you have a bio or a book of business that you could show them? And if you send a pre-listing package, this is where you could send them this stuff so that the listing appointment just becomes about them, but they've already seen your past sales, especially if you sold a lot in that town, and that's going to get them to want to meet with you and not cancel your appointment, right? Expired listings. We all comp properties, but sometimes it's good to have expired on hand. Why? Because if they want to overprice it, you could show them this is what happens when you overprice it. The listings do not sell. And I'm in the business to sell homes and get you to your plan B or your second destination, not so much just putting it on the market for fun, right? So you want to cover that if they really are looking to overprice their listing. And last but not least, what are you going to do differently besides put it in the MLS, do an open house, put a sign out, and obviously put it online? You need to be able to answer that. What's your value? What differentiates you? Why someone should list with you? You need that part. If not, you're just going in with the same pitch. We're the brand, or we're this, and we're going to do this. I'm the best. I'm great. I'm going to communicate. I'm going to work hard. They're hearing that from someone else. You need to really show them what you're doing above and beyond the MLS and the basics that they expect and the basics that the other agents are talking them about. And last but not least, real quick tip, this happened to me several times and I forget how many, but after whatever number, the third time, I realized how important this was and changed it in my business strategy with listing appointments. Always research homes on that street a year out. Just go a year out, even if they're not comparables. Why? Because to the seller, they're comparables and they're going to bring it up. Hey, what about the blue house down the street that sold or didn't sell or had multiple offers? I saw 50 people online. My house is better. And you need to be competent in that. So if you're comping 3 bedrooms against 3 bedrooms, maybe that's a 4 or 2 or 5, who knows? But I always look up the street and just see what activities happen regardless of bedrooms, baths, style, etc. Because that is the closest to the seller, and typically they're going to know about that, and you don't want to be blindsided and say, well, it didn't come up as a comparable, so I don't have information on it, or I'll get back to you. Be more prepared by looking up everything on that street for the last year, expired, withdrawn, etc., because that's what the seller probably will know because there is a sign directly on their street and they pay attention to that versus looking at the comps because they don't have access to the comps. So that is how to prepare for a listing appointment. Put a package together. Act as if you have a listing appointment. If you can be prepared before you get a listing appointment, you'll be better off. So any questions, let me know. If not, I will see you guys next Tuesday live in person. I'll be back in the training room. See you then. Thank you.